Hello, folks, and welcome to Relax and Meditate. Today, we are going to discuss different types of meditation and how to meditate with mindfulness. How do you learn to meditate? In mindfulness meditation, we are learning how to pay attention to the breath as it goes in and out, and notice when the mind wanders from this task. This practice of returning to the breath builds the muscles of attention and mindfulness. When we pay attention to our breath in mindfulness practice, we are learning how to return to and remain in the present moment to anchor ourselves in the here and now, on purpose and without judgment. The idea behind mindfulness seems simple, as practice takes patience. While meditation isn't a cure-all, it can certainly provide some much-needed space in your life. Sometimes that's all we need to make better choices for ourselves, our families, and our communities. And the most important tools you can bring with you to your meditation practice are a little patience, some kindness for yourself, and a comfortable place to sit. A basic meditation for beginners. The aim behind these practices is mindfulness, not some process that magically wipes your mind clear of the countless and endless thoughts that erupt and ping constantly in our brains. We're just practicing bringing our attention to our breath, and then back to the breath when we notice our attention has wandered. Get comfortable and prepare to sit still for a few minutes. Now, simply focus on your natural inhaling and exhaling of breath. Continue to focus on your breath. Where do you feel your breath the most? In your belly? In your nose? Try to keep your attention on your inhale and exhale. Follow your breath for about 2 minutes. Take a deep inhale, expanding your belly, and then exhale slowly. If you want to keep going, you can keep repeating this for about 5 minutes. Now, let's recall. How long was it before your mind wandered away from your breath? Did you notice how busy your mind was, even without consciously directing it to think about anything in particular? Did you notice yourself getting caught up in thoughts before you came back to reading this? We often have little narratives running in our minds that we didn't choose to put there, like, I have assignments to complete, or I shouldn't have eaten that burger yesterday, or I don't have time to sit still. I have so many things to do. We practice mindfulness so we can learn how to recognize when our minds are wandering wild, and maybe take a pause from that for just a little while so we can choose what we'd like to focus on. If you experience these sorts of distractions, you've made an important discovery. Simply put, that's the opposite of mindfulness. It's when we live in our heads, letting our thoughts go here and there, exploring, say, the future or the past, and essentially not being present in the moment. In a nutshell, meditation helps us to have a much healthier relationship with ourselves and, by extension, with others. When we meditate, we inject far-reaching and long-lasting benefits into our lives. And bonus, you don't need any extra gear or an expensive membership. Here are 5 reasons to meditate. 1. Understand your pain. 2. Lower your stress. 3. Connect better. 4. Improve your focus. And 5. Reduce brain chatter. How to meditate. Meditation is simpler and harder than most people think. Read these steps and make sure you're somewhere where you can relax during the process. Set a timer and give it a shot. 1. Take a seat. Find a place to sit that feels calm and quiet to you. 2. Set a time limit. If you're just beginning, it can help to choose a short time, such as 5 or 10 minutes. 3. Notice your body. Sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor, sitting loosely cross-legged, or kneeling are all great. Just make sure you're stable and in a position that you can maintain for a while. 4. Focus on your breath. Follow the sensation of your breath as it goes in and as it goes out. 5. Notice when your mind has wandered. Inevitably, your attention will leave your breath and wander to other places. When you get around to noticing that your mind has wandered for a few seconds, a minute, or 5 minutes, simply return your attention to your breath. 6. Be kind to your wandering mind. Don't judge yourself or obsess over the content of the thoughts you find yourself lost in. Just come back to the deep, fluid motions of your breaths. 7. Close with kindness. When you're ready, gently lift your gaze and open your eyes very slowly. Take a moment and notice any sounds in the environment. Take stock of how your body feels right now and stay aware of your thoughts and emotions. That's it. That's the practice. You go away, you come back, and you try to do it as kindly to yourself as possible. How to include mindfulness in a routine. It's estimated that 95% of our behavior runs through the unconscious mind. That's because neural networks underlie all of our habits, reducing our millions of sensory inputs per second into manageable shortcuts so we can function in this crazy world. These default brain signals are so efficient that they often cause us to relapse into old behaviors before we remember what we meant to do instead. Mindfulness is the exact opposite of these default processes. It's executive rather than unconscious control, and it enables intentional actions, willpower, and decisions. But that takes practice. The more we activate the intentional brain, the stronger it gets. Every time we do something deliberate and new, we stimulate neuroplasticity, activating our gray matter, which is full of newly sprouted neurons that have not yet been groomed for the unconscious brain. So, how can we trigger ourselves to be mindful when we need it most? This is where the notion of behavior design comes in. It's a way to put your intentional brain in the driver's seat. There are 2 ways to do that. First, slowing down the unconscious brain by putting obstacles in the way. And second, removing obstacles in the path of the intentional brain so it can gain control. Shifting the balance to give your intentional brain more power takes some work though. Here are some ways to get started. Put meditation reminders around you. If you intend to do some yoga or to meditate, put your yoga mat or your meditation cushion in the middle of your floor so you can't miss it as you walk by. Refresh your reminders regularly. Say you decide to use sticky notes to remind yourself of a new intention. That might work for about a week, but then your unconscious brain and old habits take over again. Try writing new notes to yourself, add variety, or make them funny. That way they'll stick with you longer. Create new patterns. You could try a series of if this, then that messages to create easy reminders to shift into the intentional brain. If the phone rings, take a breath before answering. Each intentional action to shift into mindfulness will strengthen your intentional brain. That's all for now, folks. Hope you liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for regular updates. So stay home, stay safe, take care, and goodbye.